Hello Soul Family, I'm fresh back from a run, nice and sweaty, my second workout of the day. And I wanted to just bring this into your conscious awareness, that if you're going through an intense awakening, spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening even, I want to remind you how powerful movement is as an alchemical process. Why? Because when we're moving through a spiritual awakening, we are transmuting and transforming a lot of energy, content, emotional content, mental content. And so why is movement effective at supporting this process? Because we're physically, right, we're using the physical body, the physical vehicle to move energy. And this obviously impacts every layer of our being. So we can move energy from any dimension of the being and any dimension of consciousness. It can be from the emotional body, feeling our feelings. It can be through the mental body, in observing the mind and allowing ourselves to rest as the witnessing presence. But if you want something accessible, that actually allows you to connect with an embodied, primal, rooted, grounded sense of empowerment during your spiritual awakening process. For me, I don't think there's a more effective way than engaging in movement that challenges you, that is dynamic, that tests you a little bit every time you engage, because this is how we start to move beyond the limitations in our consciousness. We use movement and our capacity to lift an extra kilogram, to run that extra kilometer, whatever it is we're doing, do an extra round of sun salutations. We use the physical body to remind ourselves that we are not our limits. And this is, of course, what the entire point of a spiritual awakening is about. It's about moving beyond the limitations of consciousness, to remember ourselves as the all-embodied, as an aspect of the all-embodied. So if you're going through an intense awakening, you find yourself like in stuck, stagnant emotional states. For me personally, lots of powerlessness, helplessness, disempowerment energy being cleared through my solar plexus. It's been ongoing for many, many years, but it's really getting to like the deep ancestral collective roots that I've absorbed. And it's really manifesting as like anger and rage and fury and frustration and a sense of like despondency, despair sometimes. I'm conscious of it. I don't identify with it fully, but I recognize that it needs to be moved. And so what is a healthy way that I can start to channel this energy? I can start to move it through the body. I can start to alchemize it. I feel it, but I also, particularly because this is a fire center, I also start using it as fuel. So every time I'm angry now, I run and I take all of the content. I imagine like there's a fire burning in my solar plexus, and I take all of that angry content and I throw it on the fire and I run and I run and I run. So if you're going through an awakening,